Hey guys, this is TheEnder. I am back, and I am bringing you Game 2 of the Round of 4 matchup between Mong and Ssak from the Sonic All-Stars tournament. The map is Blue Storm. So last game we saw a really well executed, drop play from Ssak. I guess I actually never finished that thought about the Commentary styles. So we have the mass dropship play, and then we have like tanks into battle cruisers, and then of course the really nice fast-paced mass wraith type playstyle. But that was a very nice game. So Mong took used his early army, and he set up a really nice contain on Ssak. But Ssak used that extra economy, that second gas that he had very, very early. He went for mass dropships, and he just did work. I mean, he set up his own like anti-contain tank line in the middle of the map to stop all the reinforcements. He did a doom drop on the main, which took a long time to clean up. And by the time it was cleaned up, he had already sieged up the natural of his opponent, even while being contained himself. So that was, great multitasking, great planning. I think Ssak brought us a really great game there. But alright, so we are in Game 2. And so, based on the overlay in the 7 o'clock position, we have Ssak. He's up 1-0. And the map is Blue Storm. In the upper right position, we have Mong, the yellow Terran. And I like that barracks positioning. Oh, but yes, he is a Terran, and he hasn't made a barracks yet. Alright, there it is. So, once again, ignore the discrepancy in barracks timings. These are not, reen rushes. It's incredibly normal to make, a marine or two, and then float your barracks to your opponent's base for scouting. So if you can make it, slightly closer, that's great, because, flying buildings are actually pretty slow. Alright. So, Blue Storm, I mentioned before that I would hate to be, a Zerg, or sorry, I would hate to be a Protoss versus a Zerg, but Terran versus Terran, it's a mirror matchup. I really don't think the map should be playing that huge of a part. The majority of the maps are symmetrical, and I don't think this is an asymmetrical map. As far as funny things you can do, you will see that there is a wide open area in the main base, which may be used for, I don't know, some kind of crazy proxy buildings, but I think we've already passed the time for that on this map. Because there's so much wide open area, I really don't think it would be a good map to use like a Wraith Harass. I'm just saying that because there's not enough cliffs on the interior of the base. It's like a rectangular base. What is with that barracks? It's flying the wrong way. Alright, I'm slightly confused as to what Ssak is doing. But, he won game 1, so I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. He probably knows what he's doing. And friendly SCV and Marine. SCV versus Marine is always an interesting matchup. The SCV has more HP by literally 50%. I mean, that's considerable. And the Marine has slightly better attack, but it's really the range that, wins him the fight. That SCV is running for dear life, but no, Vulture tracks him down. So, alright, Mong is sending his barracks cross-map to get the scout. Ssak is barracks. He made it forward, he retreated it backwards, and now he's floating to the natural. His own natural, not his opponent's. I'm not sure what he's planning. He maybe just wants high ground vision. But he does have 2 vultures, and they're looking to get some stuff done. They may or may not catch Mong scouting SCV. It doesn't look like they are. They do not appear to have the speed upgrade yet. That's interesting. So Ssak is making a what do they call it? A semi-wall, or it's a wall blocking that scouting SCV out of his main. And of course it will just lift his barracks up when he wants to get out. But that's an interesting scout denial technique. So Mong has once again gone for fast tanks rather than any type of vulture play. Leaving a single tank out in the open like that is I don't think that's a very optimal... Oh, there's a second tank and a marine. Looks like he's also going for that early contain again. This is an interesting map in that there's a lot of interesting high ground positions. So between the two naturals, the shortest path is the low ground. So whereas you're most commonly expected to travel in the low ground, like I said, there's just high ground on both sides, so it'd be really good for setting up some kind of an ambush. Or, you know, waiting till you see your opponent move out, and then, you know, like walking up and sieging up and doing that, like I said, the inch forward technique, but like with your entire army on the high ground, that'd be crazy. But okay, so we do see a Wraith out for Ssak, single Wraith, and it actually forced away the scouting barracks. So the barracks landed because, you know, Wraiths do like 40% of the damage they do to air to ground. And one of those casters has a really annoying laugh, like really annoying. Okay, so Wraith is out. We've got a Goliath in the natural, possibly another one in the main to ward it off. Got a single Marine here. Is that Marine going to be the hero Marine to give vision? Yep. Alright, but now he doesn't need the Marine anymore since he has the barracks. Okay, and just in time, and I literally mean just in time, a Goliath, maybe two Goliaths shows up. Just one, alright. And that Goliath is gonna, you know, keep the Wraith away. Oh, but alright, so there's the inch forward technique, but a really, really clutch scan. Alright, and it was not perfectly executed by, So like I said, the whole concept of the inch forward technique is when you have vision but your opponent doesn't, you move your tanks in a lineup so that all your tanks can attack at once, and they destroy the enemy forces before the enemy forces get a chance to fire. That's the idea, and he tried to do it. He moved all three tanks of his up, he sieged them all at once, but only the bottom one fired. He actually, you know, he messed it up a little. And so the enemy tanks retaliated and he lost them. But that's the idea, and it works really well in the majority of TVTs. Oh no, that's a nice high ground position. Alright, so yeah, he's forcing Mong to retreat. Mong did do some damage, he killed some SCVs, he put some damage on the command center, which will have to be repaired, but he's outnumbered now. So, alright, so he's getting his own starport. May make Wraiths, may make cloaked Wraiths. There's not enough Wraiths to justify getting a Valkyrie yet, but, oh, Wraith got picked off. But it sometimes happens. Of course, Mass Wraith versus Mass Wraith is fun, and even more fun when you throw in a Valkyrie or two that can make all the difference in the world if they get scouted. That's a tongue twister. Mass Wraith. Mass Wraith. Mass Wraith. Maybe I have a speech impediment. You know, I am very happy that Hero made the finals, because I haven't had like a good chance to yell out Plague. Like the entire round of 16, I think I saw one Plague, and I forgot to yell out Plague. Well, and of course it's not going to happen in a TVT. But alright, once again, Ssak is going for a dropship. We've got a single Goliath on the low ground. I assumed it was to keep the Wraiths out, but it's doing very nice on the dropship as well. Oh! That dropship is not getting anything done. I mean, it's a little bit surprising how many Goliaths that Mong made, but he seems completely justified giving the dropship play that we've seen from Ssak. And right there, I mean, he kept those vultures outside of his base. Probably saved himself, you know, 4 or 5 SCVs by doing that. And he's got a dropship of his own. What is this gonna do? Ooh. So he's moving in with tanks and Goliaths to the bottom right of Sakk's base. Now, I mentioned before, see how there's that huge wide open area? I mean, Ssak does not have vision of it all. It might just be an elevator. Okay, so it looks like the idea here was an elevator, but it got scouted. So elevator is a technique which is kind of silly and funny named, but all it really involves is you have like a single transport vehicle. Using the spider mine to detonate a mine. Sorry, to kill a vulture and not losing anything. But yeah, so back to elevator. Essentially, you don't have enough transports to transport all of your guys in at once. So instead you just, like, one at a time, or, you know, you fill it up, and one dropship or one shuttle or one overlord at a time. You move your troops to wherever you want them to go. And usually, when you elevator things, it's like, you know, a secret, a trick. You know, you're hiding it from your opponent. So once again, you know, he moved like 4 dropship loads of units to the bottom right of the position. He intended to drop them in the dark, and then just move them in all at once they'd all been loaded. But yeah, it didn't work out. There were mines there. Because of course, both of these players, you know, they've played a lot. They've played on this map before. They know what could happen. We got mines. Look out for the mines. Look out for the mines. Okay. So yes, of course, mines are cloaked, and I mean, Terran units do pretty decently against them when they A move because they've got instant shot. But oh, poor timing, poor timing. That was like the #1 anti-timing available. He could drop on that high ground. That could be interesting. No, he's going for the main. Oh, but there's Goliath. Look out. That dropship's probably going to die. No, he fires on the wrong one. Did he fire on the Kakaru? Did he... I think he fired on the Kakaru. So we got no turrets in the main, so the drop goes all the way to the main. And we got so many Goliaths, they can pick off the enemy dropships before they even drop. Oh man, that... Oh, this is looking really nice. Well, alright, it looked nice for a second. Okay, it looked nice for a second until the reinforcements came in. But yeah, so Mong did a pretty good job cleaning up the enemy dropships, and because he cleaned those up, he doesn't have to worry about Ssak going for any kind of counterattack with dropships. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, he did lose a lot of army once all the reinforcements came in. You couldn't see him at first, but tanks have such a long range, you know, they really can cover a whole lot of ground. Wait a minute, so apparently Ssak only has 4 factories, and I think I saw 6 on the other side for Mong. Oh, that SCV could win, that SCV could win! Ah, fail. Okay, so it's switched up a little. Now Ssak is the one that has the Goliaths, and we're only seeing tanks and vultures from Mong. Looks like he dropped all of his Goliaths in that one attack, and he hasn't done anything since. Alright, so Mong just tries to literally just, like, doesn't even A move. He tries to move command into the natural. And he got pretty far. He's going to kill a whole lot of SCVs. And his tanks are on the high ground, his second layer of tanks. So this is interesting. But he's got so little anti-air. I guess Ssak stopped making the Wraith, so it's okay, but... Huh. Okay, so both players have their thirds up and running, and it looks like Mong is going for a 4th and maybe a 5th. So of course the difference between their third bases is Ssak chose a gas base for his third base, and Mong chose the mineral only. Of course, when going for mech wars, you really do want to get the gas bases. I mean, in any matchup you want to get the gas bases, but essentially gas means, you know, more tanks. Minerals means more mines and vultures, and the vultures are nearly expendable. I mean, yeah, versus every matchup the vultures are sort of the expendable piece, but like they're especially expendable, you know, versus Terran, since they do, you know, quarter damage to enemy tanks and Goliaths, just due to damage types. So because he had that mineral only, it looks like Mong is going for the double expand up to 5 bases, and of those 5, 4 of them are gas. So we should have this window, which is literally like right now and vanishing rapidly, where Ssak should have the military advantage since he didn't take a 4th and 5th base, because he should have reinvested that into army. So he should have the advantage right now if he goes for something. That being said, he is taking his 4th base right now. He's skipping the mineral only. So, like I said, he's got an advantage now, but it's going to be gone pretty soon. We'll have to see if he capitalizes on it or he just, expands a little bit slower. Alright, so this is an annoying place to attack. And I say it's annoying because, of course, high ground, I don't want to say high ground always wins, but there's such a huge advantage. So he puts his tanks on the high ground, takes away the enemy turrets, lands his own tanks. Due to the proximity to the base, I mean, there's likely to be a whole lot of reinforcements for Mong, and yeah, he lost his 3 tanks, and he's going to have to pull back. Now, the one thing you don't see players doing enough in this matchup when they go for the mass dropships is they don't repair the dropships soon enough. Now, this is really important. I mean, those dropships, I mean, a new dropship is 100-100. Not all that expensive. But then you consider the part where, okay, so there's 2 Goliaths and a tank or something like that in that. All of a sudden, that's an additional, 350 minerals and 200 gas in a single dropship. You really need to repair that. I mean, there's no reason to lose it early just because, it's... Just because you're lazy, You float over bases all the time. Just grab all your SCVs at that expansion. Alright, I'm exaggerating, but, grab a few SCVs, tell them to repair it, send them back to work, and continue on. Okay, so both players have their dropship fleets. They've got their dropships full of units. It looks like Mong is going to counter using the exact same play that Ssak just did. Okay, no he's not. He's going to retreat. But yeah, so this is the old style. So everyone has their dropship fleet, and the idea is to more or less, literally to mimic your opponent. They go north with their dropships, you go north with your dropships. When they drop their stuff using their dropships, they're going to take over a position. I mean, they will. It's going to happen. All of a sudden there's going to be a huge influx of units from them on your, reasonably sparsely defended area. You're going to lose all your stuff, but they're going to take heavier damage since your stuff is sieged. You drop on them, they lose all theirs, and it resets. That's pretty much how it works. And that's where they say, whoever drops second wins. But wow, Ssak he's got more dropships. He's got I want to say he's got 10, and I'm seeing maybe 6 or 7 from Mong. 8? 8 from Mong? But yeah, Ssak definitely had more. It's going to be like the Muta battles that, you can't tell who has more until you look at the shadow and you say, okay, I think his shadow is darker. Alright, here it is. Major attack, major attack. The dropships are chasing each other. Tanks are coming in. And there it is, there's the drop, Oh my god, it looks like Ssak just slaughtered it. He chose to fly past the army, and so rather than taking any losses from attacking an entrenched position, he just dropped his units and said, hey, I've got more dropships than you. Oh, but we have a mass Wraith transition! Mong might be going for a mass Wraith transition. Oh no, but it gets attacked immediately, and that's not going to work then. Okay, so here's what it is. Wraiths, pretty much, they're terrible. In versus ground. They do 8 damage, and compared to their cost, I mean, they cost the same amount as a siege tank. But here's what happens. Because they're air units, they can stack. And because they can stack, they get to the point when you have enough upgrades and enough... No, he's going for... Control towers. Is he going for battle cruisers? But okay, so hypothetically, if he were going for Mass Wraith, why Mass Wraith is cool? So once again, because they stack and you can upgrade their attack, you get to the point where they can start like one-shotting everything, just because you have so many of them. And once they get to that point, it's literally the cost effectiveness of them changes completely, just because they fly in and with one shot they wipe out the entire enemy army. You know, all of a sudden you literally cannot have enough Goliaths on the ground to cost effectively fight the Wraiths. And so that's why Mass Wraiths can actually work and be cost effective. It gets to the point where you just have, 10 starports pumping only Wraiths. Your Wraith army comes in, you one-shot turrets because you've got so many Wraiths. Even if there are 6 Goliaths and a single Goliath can take on 3 or 4 Wraiths, you've just got so many Wraiths that all the Goliaths die, super fast, and then all the tanks are free. Alright, so Mong finally does clean it up. His 4th base is going to be able to mine gas again, but the damage has been done. I mean, in the entire time, all Mong's forces have been trying to clean this up, and he hasn't been mining. And in the meantime, Ssak's just been building up, and now he's pushing in on the main. So, I mean, it's probably just a matter of time before Ssak wins. Now, that being said, if the battlecruiser transition is successful, then all of a sudden, once again, the game, I don't want to say it resets, but it changes completely. And that's, once again, because, air units, oh, free tank. Air units, they don't get hit by siege tanks, so all of a sudden the tank lines don't mean as much. And you can get a whole lot of cool things where, Yamato cannon means you get to one-shot enemy tanks and for free from outside of range. It's a whole lot of good stuff. But I really don't think this game is going to get to the point where battle cruisers are going to come into it, because I think Mong is going to lose pretty soon. I mean, you see all those dead buildings on, or should I say the rubble after you lose buildings. And there's just more reinforcements from Ssak. It's just too late. His one attack did really, really well. Although that was apparently a failed drop. Okay, so we see 2 battle cruisers. They are up. And they will kill those 2 tanks for free. And he needs to repair those dropships. Oh my god. You saw that one had like 5 HP left. That means that Mong has lost so many SCVs, I don't even know if he has the resources. This is a small map. There's only 5 bases per player. I mean, of course, 5 bases, that should be enough to make some battle cruisers, but I don't know. Alright, so in a split map position, and with 5 bases on each side, this map will mine out if the game goes long enough. And in that situation, if it mines out and the tank lines are still held, by all means, the battle cruiser player will win, just because of, Yamato equals free kills. And I said I didn't think it was going to happen, but if Mong stabilizes, oh come on, you need to please repair your dropships, man. Come on, Ssak is playing so good. He just needs to repair his dropships. Oh. Is he seriously? He's targeting down the battle cruisers. He wants them gone. Alright, he got the first one. Second one's gone. Alright, that was a good drop. How many dropships did he lose? I have no idea. And I would really like him to just repair them. But yeah, this... So where's the next round of battle cruisers? The next round of battle cruisers, if it was built, should be up soon. Nope, no more battle cruisers. Yeah, so I mean, they're expensive, they take forever to build like everything else. Oh, is there no anti-air? And there's a spider mine. Oh, this could be good. Or not. What are you doing? Lost one. Oh, if you could get this base, that'd be nice. Or not.
먹을 게 없다는 거죠, 저쪽은. 그냥 지나치는 걸로 봐서.
Looks like he's going after the starports. He's scared of the battle cruiser threat, so he's actually going after the starports. Gets the command center first. That's a lot of Goliaths. Those dropships aren't looking so good, though. I don't know how they wouldn't possibly get out. I mean, there's only one tank. You don't want to send in your own dropships against that. Alright, so it looks like the only tank is gone. Okay, but here it is. This is the Doom push. This is going to break through Mong's lines and set up camp, like, probably by the natural. But that barracks is, it's slowing down the army and doing quite well. But yeah, there's just so much. And expecting the GG. Ssak has played a great game. I haven't seen many of his games this tournament, actually. But he played great TVT. I do like Mong's idea to go for battle cruisers, but it didn't work, so. Yeah. Bottom right went down, the space is going to go down, and then Mong's only going to have his mineral only. And yeah, because you know, his natural is mined out, his main is mined out. It was just all around a really good game played by Ssak here. This dropship's going to evac all the SCVs. Yep, they are. They are. Yeah, I mean, let's be honest, Mong, you need to... I mean, I think this is a best of 5. I'll have to look up to see if it's like a best of 7. I don't think they would do a best of 7 yet, though. But he needs to, you know, get his head together, cut his losses, and move on to the next game. That being said, it looks like he's rebuilt the bottom right base. Mong has, that is. Yeah. And it's actually pretty fresh. I don't know what he thinks is going to happen. Like, if he thinks he can actually, you know, retake the 6 o'clock at some point and then just, you know, win a war of attrition. He doesn't have those starports anymore, so he can't really go for battle cruisers. Yeah, but yeah, it's still over, way over. Ssak is camping the production. I mean, there's... Alright. GG for Mong. Alright, so Ssak is up 2 games to nothing in this best of 5 or 7-ish. So I will find out which one that is. And we will go on to the next game. If this is over in 3 games, I'll put up some anti-spoilers, you know, videos of dancing cats or something. Do they have that? Like, dancing cats? I was just combining things, you know, random words in my head. Cats, random dancing. Anyways, alright, I will see you in Game 3. Up next, this is TheEnder signing off.